Hello and welcome along. We are back on Gwenthar today. We are on our first bought field. So this is field 8, I believe. No, field 7, sorry. So this is the field we bought, field 7. We're basically picking up exactly where we left off last time. So we got our TF 1500 that we purchased last time. We've got our Cultist Soil DC 401. And our BTF 4000, along with our David Brown Vultra, as I like to call it, our DV Vultra. All of this, coincidentally, is going to be in FS19. You can do all this, obviously not with the IC on the tractor, but yeah, this is all going to be stuff that you can use in FS19, which is all kinds of wicked. So we're going to be seeding this field here. I believe we decided on soybeans last time, which we did. So, start up the tractor, line ourselves up. We will put down the front as we're lining ourselves up, get ourselves into the field. And somebody did say to me, or did point out in the comments last time, that we've got the plough on here, but not the cultivator. That shouldn't be a problem. And we will find out in a moment. So we're going to start this road. Of course, this is all dead, this in here at the moment. I think this is canola in here at the moment. So we're planting soybeans. We don't have a fertilizer built into this, unfortunately. But you can see it is doing the job. It is ploughing it in. And because we've got the plough on here, we're doing fine. So I'm quite happy with this. This is a fantastic setup. And I'm pleased this tractor can handle this fairly easily. It would be slightly worrying if it couldn't. This is, the reason why we bought this tractor in the first place for this series was because it can pretty much handle most of what we throw at it. We do, of course, have crop destruction on, which is another standard thing in FS19. And yeah, this is working well. This is absolutely taking this down. And putting our soybeans in. We're planting soybeans because soybeans pay pretty well. They're not a massive, they don't have a massive yield, but I think they pay better than wheat or barley does. We could conceivably put wheat or barley in, but I wanted to do something a little bit different. And that is why we've got the soybeans in here. It's not the widest of drills. It's going to take a little while to do this field, so we won't. We'll probably cut about a little bit, but I want to get sort of 2-3 rows done so you guys can see how it's going initially before I cut about a bit. And so the first 5 minutes or so of this video should be this, but it works really well. I had a problem with a class on Thornton and this setup. So I'm guessing that was the Xerion. The Xerion had much more horsepower than this tractor does, and was struggling with this setup. So I'm guessing that was the mod's fault rather than the DLC. But this is nice. This is a setup that I would use again because it is just absolutely beautiful. So I'm just thinking what we're going to be doing over the next few episodes. We've got about. I think we've got about 6. We've got 7 episodes left on this series. So we've got this one, and then we have, and then we've got 2 more a week for the next 2. Actually, no, I think it's only 5 episodes left on this series. Yeah, because this is episode 18. So yes, we have only 5 episodes left on this series, including this. So next time we're probably going to be getting this fertilised and getting this sorted. I'm only going to do 1 fertilisation of this field on camera because we only have a limited number of episodes left. And then we need to get our combine. Now we're never going to raise at this stage enough money to buy the combine I want. So what we're going to do is we're going to raise enough money to hire the combine to do this field. Should bring in enough money to do it. I want to get a combine that is very similar to one that's going to be available in FS19. Unfortunately, I have discovered that the one that I've got, the one that I've grabbed, isn't actually the exact one that's in FS19. It's a slightly bigger model, bigger version of the one of the John Deere combine that's going to be available in FS19. So, but we are going to be trying that out. We may try and do a mission with it if we have time. But sort of a couple of episodes from now, we're going to be earning some money. We're gonna sell some wool if we've got some. We're going to sell. We've certainly got a whole load of silage still to sell. And if we have time that episode, and if we need to raise a bit more money, we'll probably go and do a mission. And with any luck, we'll be able to pick a combine that will be in FS19 to do that mission. So that would be good. Be nice if we could do it with the TX or something like that. Again, it's a slightly larger version of the combine that will be in FS19. But the TX32 is not currently in game, as far as I know. There's no mods of it or anything. But, yeah. Right, so I'm going to get a large swath of this field done, and I'll be back with you in a minute. Okay, so we are about halfway through the field at the moment. Interesting dip in the middle of the field that's actually stopping me from planting at that point. Also suddenly realised that this tractor, as per my realism sort of play, this of course has GPS, so we can use the GPS mod on this. But I will say I'm refraining from that because GPS is not something that's going to be standard in FS19, so therefore is not something that I can use, or I feel I can use at the moment. If it was something that I thought was going to be a standard thing that was in FS19, I would put it in, but I'm not planning to at the moment. I'm looking forward to it. I can see the pipe at the back of there that's not going anywhere. I'm really looking forward to the Dynamic Coast stuff in FS19. That's going to be fantastic, and it's just going to mean that this is going to have, you know, it's going to have a bit down the side, and it will look fantastic. The other thing I've noticed with this is that at the other end of the field, we have a lot more headland area to play with. So we're actually a thinner headland at the other side because there was more grass. So here you can see that we've probably got a row or two's worth of headland. The other end, I don't think we've even got one, basically. It's not a huge amount of headland that we have at the other side. But, interestingly, it is getting thinner. So we are going to end up with more and more headlands the more we progress through this field. But yeah, you can see these are what I tend to call wet patches, especially when I'm role-playing. That it just, you know, even if we go slower through it, I'm not sure it will. Oh, it might do. Maybe it's just we're going too fast through that patch. No, it still did it. You can still see where it didn't seed for a bit. So nothing really we can do about those. That is an issue with the map, really. Oh. Now, downside to using this plough with this, of course, or the cultivator with this, is that even if you go over areas you've already been, you still reseed them because, of course, you plough or cultivate up what you've just seeded. So this kind of setup tends to use more seeds than the other kind of setup, where you plough first and then seed. But we are making good progress. We are getting a good amount of soybeans. We're going to have a good field of soybeans. This is a decent sized field for this map, especially. Looking at it, yeah, it is one of the larger fields. In fact, it's one of the larger arable fields. Field 40 is probably the biggest on here, which we know is a mission field. And it's actually, this is an interesting thing for this map, in that most of the arable fields, most of the starting arable fields are mission fields. I think it's only 7, 8 and 9 here that aren't. Everything else, 21 and 40 are mission fields. 22 is, I'm not sure if 22 is actually. One of those two is. But yeah, it's interesting that both this and Shamrock, so two maps that have come out towards the end of Farm Sim, are very, very much centered on grass stuff, on doing grass work. And it's yeah, it's an interesting thing that certainly forage and grass seems to be a big thing. The thing with Shamrock, of course, and with Eddie is the fact that he isn't actually doing any grass at all, pretty much, other than a single episode where he's filling in on the forage harvester. It's not doing any grass on a massively grass map. Yeah, again, lifted up through that wet patch, so you can. It is realistic that it would be a wet patch running through that valley in the field, and therefore you wouldn't get much crop on it. But yeah, I like it. Right, so we're going to continue on. We've still got a fair amount of the field to go. We are just over halfway through now, and we'll come back in a minute. So I will see you then. Right, so at the main part of the field done there, there's a big dogleg sort of section out here. So what I'm going to do is, as we're not coming back up this end of the field, I'm going to line myself up here and get this headland done now. And once I've got this done, what we can then do is we can go down the side there, keep going down the side of the field. And we don't have to worry about having to go up and around the side and do a whole load of setup to get this bit done. We'll be in a position where this headland is done and dusted, and don't have to worry about it any further. So it is just, yeah, it's now a case of clearing this out. I think we might have to do this bit twice. Yeah, we've got quite a bit there. So right up to the edge here. Right, and then through we go. Hopefully that will get the full width. So it looks like we've got a few tufts of, yeah, we've got a few tufts of this that we're leaving. So it's a little bit annoying doing it this way, in that you always end up with a little bit left. Right, there we go. Nice straight headland now. Because there's always that gap between the drill and the bit, so doing touch-ups and things like that are almost impossible with this setup. But it does mean that, as we said, we get all this done at once, so we don't need to do ploughing and drilling together. Or you don't need to plough and then drill. A massive time saver. Fairly good money saver as well. So yeah. So now we've got this bit done. What we can do is we'll come down here and then we will continue creating headland in the way we have before. Going down here and get this little patch here done. So if we come out, you can see that there's this patch over here, this sort of this triangle bit in the corner. We're still leaving a patch down the middle of this field, which I'm not overly happy about. We're now leaving a road there. So we'll get this last little bit sorted, and that will be then us done. So back to the grindstone. Right, so we are nearing the very end of the field now. We're working our way into the corner, but as you can see, we have a massive area of the field that has just refused to plant. So what I'm going to do is, after we finish here, we go back to the entrance to the field. We get the headlands done, and then we're going to go and drop the plough section off this. And we're just gonna drive up that row and back. We should be able to avoid driving on much crop that we planted that way. But you can see it's just leaving this massive amount of area that we don't want to, that we need to get seeded, and it's just not It's like it's not lowering. Turn that back on. We should be able to lift this up. And it's not... No, it's not doing it. No. But that to me looks like it's running high. So, but it is seeding. It's just seems to be running high. And I don't know if that's what the issue is. Right, lift that up and we'll head up here. Right, we might as well do the full headland setup. So 2 rows. So down and down. You can see that to me that's running a little bit high. But it's going well anyway. It's doing the job that we need it to for the most part. And as I said, we will just drop that off the back and or drop the plough section off the back and see if we can sort that thing. Yeah, the advantage of that is that we also then won't have it won't go and destroy anything we've already planted, which is about to be what happens with this. And away we go. But we do need it to destroy the old crop here, so that is a forgiven. I'm struggling a little bit more than I expected to with this tractor. I thought it was doing okay, but maybe not as much as I thought. Right, so we'll lift that. We'll get this last bit of headland up the corner here. That, and you can see we need to come out to this bit here, and in fact, yeah, in the corner there it's not actually done any seeding, so I don't quite know what's happening with that. That is an oddity, and it could be the angle it's at, but I don't seem to be able to raise and lower that. In fact, yeah, I cannot raise and lower that drill at the back at all. It's definitely not letting me do that. So yeah, I don't know what's happening with that. But we've got the field fairly nicely seeded. The tractor is now struggling a little bit to pull this for whatever reason. But in general, we seem to be doing well. Seems to have been seems to be a successful planting. We need to go and do that little bit there, and again, yeah, we will end up with a smidge. I'm glad with the amount of seed we've got. It's still working. Hopefully, we've got enough to go up the middle of the field. 113 metres left, but we do need to sort these patches out. They are that is way too much of the field for us to have missed, and for us to not have included. Yeah, and it's all over the place as well. Right, so let's turn our seeder off, and what we'll do is we'll reverse up here. So, where's the gate? The gate is there. So we're going to drop the seeder off first. Right. Now it could be that this is a side effect of not having the cultivator in. Because the cultivator, I know you can definitely lift, raise and lower the seed drill. So it may be that that's where this comes from. We should be all right though. We've got enough seeds, and this should allow us to seed this. So we'll turn it back on. We will drop the front down and the rear down. Yep, that seemed to work very nicely. So let's get these mist patches done, and then once we've got these done, that will be it for this. Right, and that will do us. Pretty much. There we go. Turn that off, and we'll head back to the gateway. Right, so there we go. Our soybeans are in the ground. We are ready to start earning money from the arable side of this. But all that remains from me is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos and live streams from FendtFarmer, please subscribe to the channel and ring that bell. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.